What is emotional resilience and how can it be developed? Emotional resilience is often misunderstood as indestructible toughness or an innate immunity to pain. In reality, psychological science defines resilience not as the absence of distress, but as the capacity to adapt, recover, and maintain functional well-being in the face of stress, trauma, or adversity. Rather than a static personality trait that you either have or do not, resilience is a dynamic set of neurobiological processes, cognitive habits, and behavioral skills that can be intentionally trained and strengthened over time. The neurobiology of resilience, brain under pressure. To understand how resilience works, it helps to look at what happens in the brain during a crisis. When we encounter a threat, whether a sudden life change or acute psychological stress, the amygdala, the brain's fear and alarm center, triggers a stress response, flooding the body with cortisol and adrenaline. Resilience relies heavily on the crosstalk between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, PFC, the area responsible for executive function, logical reasoning, and top-down emotional regulation. The reactive loop. In high-stress moments, an overactive amygdala can hijack decision-making, leading to emotional dysregulation, chronic anxiety, or behavioral freezing. The regulatory circuit, the medial prefrontal cortex, MPFC, dampens excessive amygdala activity. Individuals with higher emotional resilience demonstrate stronger structural and functional connectivity between these regions, allowing them to rapidly assess threats, calm the physiological alarm, and choose deliberate responses rather than impulsive reactions. Evidence-based strategies to develop resilience. Because the adult brain retains neuroplasticity, the ability to reframe neural pathways through repeated experience, you can actively build emotional resilience through targeted practices. Point 1. Master cognitive reappraisal. Cognitive reappraisal involves reinterpreting the meaning of a stressful situation to alter its emotional impact. This is not toxic positivity or denying real pain. Rather, it is asking, what is an accurate, constructive way to view this situation that preserves my agency? Example, reframing this project failure proves I'm incompetent into this outcome identifies specific gaps in my execution that I can now address directly. 2. Leverage somatic downregulation. When emotional arousal spikes, cognitive reasoning alone is often insufficient because the prefrontal cortex is offline. Somatic interventions directly stimulate the vagus nerve to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Physiological size, 2 quick inhalations through the nose followed by an extended slow exhalation through the mouth. 2 to 3 cycles rapidly drop heart rate and reduce physiological arousal. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Point 3. Shift from passive helplessness to micro-agency. In overwhelming scenarios, the brain easily slips into a state of learned helplessness. To counteract this, break complex stressors down into the smallest controllable action unit. Identifying a single 5-minute task you can complete restores a sense of self-efficacy and activates dopamine pathways associated with goal-directed behavior. Point 4. Cultivate co-regulation and support networks. Human nervous systems are designed to co-regulate with others. Isolation amplifies threat signaling in the brain, whereas authentic social connection releases oxytocin, reducing cortisol levels and increasing emotional stamina. Reaching out to trusted friends, family, or mentors during periods of hardship is a physiological necessity for long-term recovery. Resilience as an ongoing practice. Ultimately, emotional resilience is less like armor and more like physical fitness. It is built through daily deliberate practice in low-stakes environments, learning to sit with minor discomfort, regulating your breathing during acute frustration, and adjusting your perspective when plans shift so that when major life disruptions occur, the neural circuits of adaptation and recovery are already primed. The biological cost of stress, understanding allostatic load. To appreciate why emotional resilience must be actively cultivated, it helps to understand what happens when stress becomes unmanaged. Pioneered by neuroscientist Bruce McEwen, the concept of allostasis refers to the body's active process of maintaining stability, homeostasis, through physiological and behavioral change. When facing an immediate threat, allostasis is life-saving. Cortisol mobilizes glucose, heart rate rises, and non-essential functions like digestion temporarily dial back. However, when stressors are relentless, the body incurs allostatic load. The cumulative wear and tear on brain structure, cardiovascular systems, and metabolic health. Resilience acts as a biological buffer against this burden. By learning to efficiently downregulate our nervous system after acute stress, we prevent the accumulation of allostatic load, preserving both neural architecture and physical health over a lifetime.